Hey, everybody! Are you ready for another episode with the handsome Alleylife and the All-In podcast? Well, turn your volume up on your phone, take a seat, and listen to the funniest, smartest podcaster on the air. Hey, let's all listen in on the latest episode starting now.
And Brad, we trust, let's go!
I swear to God, I'm a classic trapper. The power and respect is the stats of matter. These haters talking shit cause they trapping backwards. But I would never quit, I'm like Matthew Stafford. I brought out to the end. Come back when the English D gon' set the trend. 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 I swear to
built this team and went through, the potential construction. How much did the Lions affect that thought process and the fact that they become very good with an identity of being a physical team, an explosive team? So when you and Crazy sat down, how much did you look at a team like the Lions and say, to beat them is going to be absolutely key, so we've got to come up with a philosophy to beat them?
Yeah, I think there's a couple ways to look at it. I think anytime, going into year 3 after 2 years of really having a lot of ops together as a football team to kind of figure out what we want to be for this year's team. I think it was a lot of things that went into that thought process of not only roster management and how we built it, but just the overall philosophy and our football philosophy of what we want these players to be hearing and experiencing every day when we practice, meetings, all those things. But there's no question just the success that they've had with their style, their play style. It's physical, they play fast, they've been explosive on offense. Jared's done a hell of a job at the quarterback position. They've got 2 really good running backs playing them behind a really good offensive line. And they have impactful tight ends as well, one of the best young players at the position in the league. So I think they've done, credit to Brad and Dan for how they've built it. But at the same time, we feel very strongly about our foundation and kind of the additional pieces we were able to make this year, both young and veterans, that we felt solidified our roster for how we want to play. And then it's my job and our coaching staff's job to make sure that we go out and continue to make it come to life with how we practice, the things that we put big emphasis on to win, one game a week, and it changes and there's different challenges every week in the NFL, but it seems like more and more with just the parity of the league, you got to play good football.
Please like and subscribe to my channel. It'll help me out a lot. Today we're going to preview this Vikings versus Lions game coming up this Sunday. You just heard a video from the head coach, Mike O'Connell. Oops, I said Mike O'Connell, and his name is Kevin. Kevin O'Connell from the Minnesota Vikings head coach had some things to say about this upcoming game. Me, myself, personally, let me introduce you to the Minnesota Vikings, which a lot of you know the Minnesota Vikings because they're from our division, and we've been battling with them for a long time. But this is a new team and a new regime, and they're kind of doing things a little bit different. Brian Flores is even doing things a little bit different with the defense, so let's talk about it. First, they have an addition from the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, the running back from the Green Bay Packers, they acquired him in the offseason, and he's been doing a good job for them, a real solid back. He's obtained 350 yards and 1 touchdown so far in 5 games. And then you have the great Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, he's only went over 100 yards once this game, and that was 133 yards. That was in the 2nd game of the season. Last week, I believe he had 89 yards. But as a total of so far, he's up to 450 yards, receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns. And then you got this other guy, Jalen Nailor. Jalen Nailor is coming into his own as a second receiver also. Jalen Nailor has produced a lot of first downs for them. He's also produced 137 yards and 3 touchdowns in these 5 games so far. Quarterback, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold he's doing okay. He's thrown 11 touchdown passes compared to 4 interceptions, so I'm pretty sure they won't complain about that. 8.2 yards per play is not a lot. That show that they're doing a lot of dinking and dunking because their defense is shutting people down. If you have a defense that's this active, then you don't have to take as many chances with Sam Darnold, and you don't have to throw the ball up as much, and you're going to try to, do the same thing that the Detroit Lions do, try to ground and pound and then take what you can get. You know what I'm saying? Their defense is playing extraordinary under Brian Flores. Brian Flores is one of the greatest, one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. So, thumbs up to him, Brian Flores doing his black job well, being a defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? First off, let me tell you, this is what I'm just thinking. The key to this, they have 9 interceptions. I was trying to look at this. This defense already in the week 5 have 9 interceptions by 6 different players. So that's active. That's really, really active. You have 9 interceptions by 6 different players. That's awesome. And then, but this Gingo guy have took back 2 pick sixes already. So that's 14 points. They're not blowing anyone out by any stretch of the mean. Games are within, 7 to 10 points. So if you have your defense actually scoring, that just makes it even better. That just makes you don't put less pressure on your offense to go out there and, do a whole bunch of things that you don't have to be a high power offense if you have a defense that's doing all of this. They have 15 sacks and they're +4 on turnover ratio. So with that alone, that's great. But that tells me that this offense is not nothing to be scared of. I believe it's a good offense because they're put together, and I do believe Kevin O'Connell is a good offensive coordinator, and a coach, and I believe I believe his offense does work. I know it works because he had 4th and 3rd string quarterbacks coming in here when we needed a playoff spot, throwing for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns on the Detroit Lions last year. So I know his offense does work. So that's something that they're going to have to play into. But keys to the game for the Lions is brought to you by Fire Ass Munchies. Fire Ass Munchies, that's with an AZZ. Look them up on Instagram. They got the pouches, they got the Jello shots, and she do party setups. And if you mention the All In podcast with Alleylife, of course, you'll receive the $25 discount. Okay, here we come. 4-1 Lions to US Bank Stadium at 1 p.m., a divisional opponent. Man, we've been waiting for this type of stuff. I think we love this type of stuff. Winner takes first place in the NFC North. So the crown is ours. So we just coming to take what's ours. We not, it's not nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? Nothing personal. Y'all been doing good, but only thing you haven't done this year is play the Lions. And you haven't played that brand of football or played against nobody who plays that brand of football. So the keys to the game for us is simple. The keys to the game, every game. Run the ball with Sonic and Knuckles. I think I just did Mario's music. So we'll laugh at that. Yeah, that was Mario. I think that was Mario. Then I did the robot. I'm just confused. I told you I'm a little sick, so I was just confused. I did the robot and then the Mario song when I was trying to talk about that didn't make no sense. Sonic and Knuckles. All right, first we got to get Sonic and Knuckles on the ground. The ground game has to get going. We have to get the ground game going. But that's what we always do. And we are going to get the ground game going because we got the best offensive line in the NFL. Plus, once we get that run going, you already know what happens. It's automatic. When we get the run going, Jared Goff, the best play action passer in the world, in the NFL, he will start making plays. And he has to let things open up. And that's another key to the game and success for us today. Jared, he can't throw interceptions. He can't overthink these things because Brian Flores is always trying to get a chess match against Jared Goff. Jared Goff gets the best of Brian Flores and his defense overall. We've beaten the Vikings more than we've lost to them since Jared been here. So, of course, he's going to try to throw everything. Watching a film of us dismantle Dallas Cowboys, of course, Brian is going to try to throw everything he got at Jared Goff to try to confuse him and try to mix him up with what the coverage is. Is it going to be man? Is it zone? Is they dropping in? Is they rushing? Is they blitzing? So he's going to try his best to keep Jared, thrown off course. But the only problem with trying to keep Jared, though, Jared is in his ninth year. And he just sees things clearly. He understands this offense. He's in a better position than most people. This offense was created for Jared. Like, bro, if you can't function in this offense, then something ain't right. Right? What? That sounds like Lil Jon. But if you can't function in this offense, then something will have to be right. But I think one of the big keys to this game also will be speed. I think Laporta, Gibbs, and J-Mo will be the biggest parts of this game. They will play the biggest role offensively in this game because I think speed, physicality is the thing that we need. We're going to bring that. We're going to establish that with David. But I believe speed, trying to put Gibbs out on the flat with linebackers and getting J-Mo into early routes and the early slants and getting Laporta into early routes and early slants because this defense do put pressure on you and they do come. So I think that will be the key game plan. And it probably will be just because last week when I said who will be the players of the game, remember my prediction? I need to bring it back. My prediction, I said Tim Patrick, Laporta, and Khalif Raymond will be the biggest part of the game. They'll be a big part of the game plan. And all three of those guys had their biggest game so far this year, as far as production-wise. So, I'm always right about everything. No, I'm just playing. But I do believe I'm right about this. I believe this game will be predicated on speed. And I think they'll try to play into getting those fast receivers like J-Mo, Gibbs, and Laporta. I think they'll be trying to get them the ball real quick. Okay, before I go, because I'm going to make this a short video, before I go, I do have to talk about the defense. The defense, the key to the defense we need to come in, of course we need to come in and stop the run. Of course we need to come in and stop the run. That's number one. Like I said all the time, we run naturally and we stop the run naturally. But first I got to say this. We're coming in here to stop the run without Marcus Davenport, without Derek Burns, without Aiden Hutchinson, without Emmanuel Mosley, and without our linebacker we just left, Kiko. We got 5 starters not playing in the game. That's out for the season. So please, stop telling me about the other team's problems. You know what I'm saying? Every time we win or we come into, this person got a lineman out. He got 2 linemen out. Seattle they got 3 linemen out. Cowboys, they ain't have, man, I don't care. So, what are you talking about? Like, bro, come on now. We got 5 starters ain't coming back this 5th week. Why when we play, nobody say nothing about that? You know what I'm saying? We stop the run, we do our thing. Nobody's saying, Marcus Davenport is out for the year. Emmanuel Mosley, one of their best cornerbacks that they was going to put in the slot, is out for the year. Aiden Hutchinson, the best defensive end in the game, is out for the year. Derek Burns, probably going to be a Pro Bowler linebacker this year, is out for the year. So I don't want to hear no excuses. I'm like Dan Campbell. They just like next man up. So when we go into a team and they got some injuries, quit trying to act like that's one of the reasons we won. Quit acting like that's one of the reasons we won. That don't make sense. And this thing about Hutch. Let me put something down on Hutch. How is our defense just going to turn from a good defense to a horrible defense just because Hutch is out? So are you telling me nobody in the NFL is going to have a good defense this year? Because guess what nobody have? Aiden Hutchinson. So you saying if you take Aiden Hutchinson out of the game, Terrion can't cover no more. You know what I'm saying? Aline can't put no pressure on no more. You know what I'm saying? Reader won't stop the run no more. Levi won't keep coming in and putting pressure. Pascal won't keep coming in putting pressure. Jack Campbell won't keep blitzing the way he blitzing. Alex Azone won't keep blitzing and doing the things he's doing and covering tight ends and running backs. Carlton Davis won't be shutting down, putting press coverage, shutting down key receivers by itself without no help on top, and Terrion doing the same thing. You got two safeties with 4 interceptions and 3 interceptions and 1 missed the game. But if Aiden comes out, Brian Branch ain't catching another interception. Or Kirby. Y'all done. You done. Do you know that we had this team last year? So if Aiden Hutchinson, you know what Aiden Hutchinson couldn't do? He couldn't save Cam Sutton. He couldn't save them from looking crazy. He still was putting pressures. He led the league with 120-some pressures and 11.5 sacks. He couldn't make Cam Sutton and them look good. If they not good, they just not good. They're good now. So you telling me if Terrion and Davison was on the teams that we had last year, they would have had 350 yards receiving. CeeDee Lamb would have came in and had 228. Never. That ain't never happening. So we still have this team. Is it going to be an effect from Hutchinson leaving? Of course. This guy's one of the best defensive players in the game. But I just don't think the whole Lions defense and Eric Glenn's defense is predicated off of any one person. And I said that about when BB go. I think BB is the best player. In my opinion, BB is the best player on the team, on the defensive team. And when he went out, they won. When he had to go out of the game, they still won. So I just don't know about that. But anyway, we're going to bring our defense and not complaining about who missing or anything. We're going to come in and bring our defense in, stop the run, and we are going to double team Justin Jefferson. Of course, we're going to put Kirby over there with him, and maybe Terrion and Kirby, go at it all day, and then let the other people lock up man on man and see how that get down. And then we can put some pressure on Darnold. He's going to make some mistakes. I believe if you put pressure on Darnold, he's bound to make some mistakes. Oh, we don't got Aiden, so we're not going to put no pressure on. Man, shut up. That is so not true. Turn down for what? No, man, that don't make no sense. I bet we put pressure on him. I bet he gets sacked at least 3 times. I'm putting that bet down. I bet he gets sacked at least 3 times. Aaron Glenn is a good coordinator. He gonna show you what it is. He gonna show you what it is. We ain't gonna miss a step. You ain't gonna know the difference. Not to say that we ain't gonna miss Aiden, and Aiden was great. What he bought, nobody else can replace. But a team can maintain their status without him there for a while. I do believe that. They can maintain themselves as a good defense because nobody in this league has an Aiden Hutchinson. So if you're saying as soon as Aiden Hutchinson leave your squad, your whole defense sucks, then everybody in the league is in trouble because nobody has an Aiden Hutchinson. Well, anyway, that's my take on the game. Hey, check me out for my next episode. After the game, we're going to kick a little bit. I'm going to do a little video on Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. because people saying, you know, what are we going to do without him? We got Brad Holmes. What you mean? What are we going to do next? We going to wait to see what Brad tell you we going to do next. In Brad we trust. Did you see that? Gotta watch. I'm going to put that on my intro again. My little brother was at the draft and he was walking like, in Brad we trust, as he just picked a line. I forgot who he did pick. I can't remember. I think it was Mahogany. And then we had Brad we trust, and I put that on my intro. In Brad we trust. So whoever Brad bring in, I'm cool. I'm cool. I trust him. I don't know him. I don't got no portfolio. Well, I be looking at all the, you know what I'm saying, all the free agents and who available, and I got little workout tapes on them and stuff like that. Quit acting. Some of y'all podcasts be acting like y'all get that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I seen them work out. I know what they should go get this guy because this guy is, man, you don't know. What I know is when Brad pick him, I'm going to talk about him like, ooh, he was my man. Like, ooh, I picked him. Like, I picked him. You know what I'm saying? I'm act like I picked him. Anyway, that's me, Alleylife. All In Podcast. Subscribe to my channel and like, and you'll help me out a lot. Peace. See you on the next video.